Once, in a small village there lived a poor man named William. He was a humble farmer, known for his kindness and hard work, though he had little wealth. William had two sons, Henry and Richard, who were as different as day and night. William had always wanted to give his sons a better life than his own. Despite his limited means, he worked tirelessly to educate them. He believed that with good education, they would be able to rise above the limitations of their poor background. Henry, the elder son, was ambitious and driven. From a young age, he dreamt of success and riches, always looking for opportunities to elevate himself beyond the poverty of his upbringing. Richard, the younger son, while also eager for success, was more compassionate and often thought about how he could help others. As soon as they finished their education, both sons left the village in search of fortune. Henry went to the city, where he quickly got involved in business and investments. Through calculated risks and hard work, he amassed a great fortune within a few years. Henry became one of the wealthiest men in the city, owning estates, businesses, and luxuries beyond imagination. Richard, on the other hand, took a different path. He worked as an engineer and lived a more modest life. Although he was also able to accumulate wealth, he often used his resources to help others, building schools, providing for the poor, and supporting causes he believed in. Despite their success, neither of the sons visited their father often. William continued to live in the village, farming his small plot of land. He had grown old, and though he was proud of his sons' achievements, he missed them dearly. Years passed, and William's health began to flag. The once strong and energetic man who had toiled in the fields was now frail and weak. He sent word to his sons, asking them to come home, for he wished to see them before he died. When Henry heard of his father's request, he was busy expanding his empire. He thought to himself, "Father has lived his life, and now it's my turn to build mine. I will go visit him when I have time." Richard, however, was concerned when he received the message. He immediately made plans to return to the village, despite his busy schedule. He understood that time was fleeting, and no amount of wealth could replace the moments spent with loved ones. Richard arrived at the village first, and seeing his father's condition, he was heartbroken. He took care of William, ensuring he had the best care and comfort in his final days. They spent long hours talking about the past, the struggles they had endured, and the values William had instilled in his sons. Eventually, Henry also made his way to the village, but by the time he arrived, William's health had worsened significantly. Henry, seeing his father's frail state, was filled with regret. He realized that all the wealth he had accumulated could not give him back the time he had lost with his father. As William lay on his deathbed, he spoke to his sons one last time. "To you, Henry," he said weakly, "I gave everything I had so you could have the opportunity to build a life of wealth. But remember, my son, true wealth is not measured by gold or silver, but by the love and respect you have for those around you. Wealth can come and go, but relationships are what last forever." Turning to Richard, he smiled, "You have always been compassionate and have used your success to help others. Never lose that kindness, for it is what truly makes a man rich. No matter how much or how little you have, your heart is what defines you." Both sons wept as they listened to their father's wisdom. They had taken different paths in life, but in that moment, they understood the true meaning of success and wealth. After their father's passing, Henry and Richard both returned to the city. Henry, deeply moved by his father's words, decided to use his wealth for more than just personal gain. He began to invest in charitable ventures, helping the poor and supporting causes that made a difference in the world. Though it took time, he found greater satisfaction in giving back than he ever had in accumulating wealth. Richard continued his work, using his resources to make the world a better place, but now with his brother's help. Together, the two sons built a foundation in their father's name, dedicated to improving the lives of the less fortunate. Though William had lived a humble life, His legacy of kindness, love, and wisdom lived on through his sons. They learned that wealth is not just about money, but about the impact one makes on the world and the relationships one builds along the way.